Thomas the Train, One Railway, the Twin episode.
One day at Nafford Station, Donald, Douglas, Bill, and Ben were sitting there, two of the twins on Sodor. "Oh," said a little boy standing beside Douglas, "it's so cool that engines have twins. Oh my goodness, I wish I had one," he said. Both sets of twins were looking at each other, and then they looked at the boy. They liked having that boy's company around. "Well, thank you," said Donald. "You know, we sometimes get picked on for being twins," said Ben, "but then we just shove a freight car to the engine, and then they won't pick at us anymore," laughed Bill. "Oh, I'm sorry I have to go," said Douglas. "I can't believe the time went so quick here. It's already almost 10 o'clock. Well, I got to go get my train," said Douglas. And he puffed out of the station. A few minutes later, after Douglas left, Harry and Bert showed up there. "What's going on, fellow twins?" said Harry. "Ugh," said the boy. "Diesels have twins too? Oh, that just doubles the problems and trouble," said the boy. The boy looked disgusted at the Diesels and then walked away. "Huh, can you believe a kid like that?" said Harry. "Me neither," said Bert, and they both dieseled away. A few minutes later, when Harry and Bert left Nafford Station, they got to the scrap yards and told all the Diesels about it. "The kid just looked at us like we were a piece of scrap," said Bert. "Yeah," said Harry. "He likes when steam engines are twins, but when we came there, he said we were just doubling trouble." "How absurd," said Diesel. "That is terrible. A little kid like that criticizing you two that you were diesels instead of steam engines. That's terrible." "Oh, I want to do something to that, to both of those twins, Donald, Douglas, Bill, and Ben," said Harry. "Me too," said Bert. "Well, then why don't you?" said Diesel. "We weren't about to go get them until a little while, but apparently now our plan might be a little early." "You may go get them, I guess," said Diesel. "Oh, thank you, boss," they both said, and they rolled away. Harry decided to get Donald and Douglas, and Bert decided to get Bill and Ben. It was going to be a little hard for Harry because Douglas was getting water from his train after taking his train, and Donald was nowhere to be sight. Harry finally found Douglas. Excuse me, Douglas," said Harry. "Yes," said Douglas. "What do you want?" "Well," said Bert, Sir Topham Hatt needs to see you at Elsbridge right away," he said. "Why's that?" said Douglas. "Because, an engine, Thomas. Yes, Thomas. He just had an accident," he said. "But I just saw Thomas puff by here a minute ago," he said. "He didn't have an accident." Oh, no. It wasn't Thomas. It was Henry. Yeah, Henry. Henry was going to pull a coach, and he wrecked off the bridge by Elsbridge. Yeah, he said. "Oh, that's terrible," said Douglas. "Yes, which is why Sir Topham Hatt needs to see you right away to pull the engine." Harry coupled up to Douglas and pulled him away. "Wait, I'm not done getting water." Harry hoped that getting Donald would be easier than it was to get Douglas. He found Donald sitting with Stanley at the docks, and Harry puffed in with a freight car. "Excuse me, Donald," he said. "You have to come and help at once. Sir Topham Hatt needs me and you to take this freight car to the scrap yards at once." "Why?" said Donald. "I need to get my train. It's going to be ready at any minute." "I don't need to go to the scrap yard," said the freight car. It happened to be Rickety. "I'm in perfect order," he said. "I just took a train today and I did fine," he said. "Let me go. Put me back in the yard." "Oh, be quiet," said Airy. Usual behavior for a freight car, don't you think, Donald?" "Oh, of course," said Donald. "But I need someone to take my train if Sir Topham Hatt wants me to take this to the scrapyard." "I will," said Stanley. "You worry about Sir Topham Hatt and his orders. He always comes before your regular orders, remember?" "That is correct," said Donald. "Well, let's get going then." He coupled up to the freight car, and he and Airy went to the scrapyard. "I told you I was in fine shape," said Rickety. "Take me back to the yard where all the other troublesome trucks are. They'll be suspicious." "I am," said Airy. Just then he heard two engines going really, really quick. All of a sudden, Bill and Ben came and stopped right when they saw Airy. "Oh no," said Bill. "What's going on?" Just then, out puffed Bert and coupled right to the back of Ben. "I finally got you two twins," he said. "Now you'll be going to the scrapyard." "Oh no," said Ben. "What? Why were they running like that? Why were they puffing so fast like that?" said Airy. "What do you mean?" said Bert. "Well, I calmly got Donald and Douglas to the scrapyards. Why were they running away panically? Another engine could have saw them." "Well, luckily they didn't from the whole way to the quarry," said Bert. "That's how far I've been chasing them." "Let us go," said Bill. "And let me go," said Rickety. "Be quiet," said Airy. "You two will be going to the scrapyards with Donald and Douglas too. Since that, I wish we could get that kid to the scrapyard too for making fun of us. But now, if you both are gone, the kid will be looking up to us to being the cool twin engines on Sodor," said Airy. So then Bert pushed Bill and Ben to the scrapyards, and Airy puffed away with Rickety.